Hello everybody. Today is 24th May, World Schizophrenia Day. On eve of the day, I must say that schizophrenia is a chronic neurocognitive disorder and it is dreaded across the globe because of its poor prognosis, what we think of. 25% of those having schizophrenia but can lead a normal life with medication, obviously. 25 Another 25% can have mild symptoms but still they can live reasonably normal life. But the other 50% of it, which is a large chunk, can have some kind of debilitating symptoms even with management, proper management. That's why schizophrenia is thought of as a severe disorder. Now, what are the symptoms? Symptoms are mostly delusion, that is false, firm and fixed belief. That is, the belief is wrong but it is firm and fixed in the person's mind, and that is not shared by the society around him or her. And obviously hallucination, that is some perception of stimulus, that is sensory stimulus, that is mostly in case of schizophrenia it is hearing, the auditory stimulus. When there is no actual stimulus, that means we can hear voices when there is no sound, no voice at all, but we are hearing that is hallucination, and auditory hallucination to be specific. And also there is some negative symptoms, that is we feel that avolition, apathy, that is we don't want to, that don't have urge to do anything, that is kind of negative symptoms. And this is probably most tough thing to go, and actually those 50%, those are continuing with the problems, mostly have this kind of cognitive symptoms, and we get, our mind get kind of blurred. We cannot act that much fast what we used to do before onset of schizophrenia. Some of it due to medication maybe, but a large chunk of it is a chronicity of the disorder and the disorder per se. Now, how severe, how expansive it is. I mean, it is around 1% of the world population will have schizophrenia in their lifetime. I mean, if the 100 people are there, 1%, one of them definitely will have schizophrenia in their lifetime. Male female both have equal incidences, but interestingly male have the earlier onset. Generally male have a earlier onset at 10 to 25 is the most commonly onset time for the male, when it is 25 to 35 in the females. And as the disorder is earlier in onset, that is before 18, when the disorder starts before 18, that is called early onset schizophrenia. And when it's below 13, then it is called childhood onset schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is very unlikely to get before 10. Very less chance. And obviously, what is happening in those cases? Those schizophrenia having those have some genetic predisposition, and the schizophrenia caused early will have poorer prognosis, obviously, and it has some a genetic background. Family history of schizophrenia can be there. There's some developmental signs, that is the child is kind of aloof, he stays alone, not interacting with the person, some kind of odd beliefs, odd ideas, some kind of hallucinatory experiences. Those are sometimes predate the onset of proper symptom. So these are called prodromal symptom of schizophrenia. Why this is important, I will come later. Now, in child, the one important thing is, I always feel the lot of childhood symptoms are normative or can be caused by other, but which can mimic schizophrenia. Like a 9 to 10 years old child can have his imaginary friend. He can interact with his or her friends, and actually he or she may believe that he or she, the imaginary friend, is there, and he talks with them. So that is normative. And also some autistic child, the child with the autism, can have some self-talk sometime. That is due to stereotypy, that he gets bored and he stimulates himself by talking. That is also not schizophrenia. And also sometimes obsession and compulsive behavior can be mimics the symptom of schizophrenia, because in children the obsession doesn't have the insight, because he doesn't know it is actually, obsession is having some ego dystonicity that is characterizes the obsession in adulthood. That is, we don't like to be obsessed, but the child, this is not the case. So childhood obsession can mimic schizophrenia sometimes. But it is true that it is genetically predisposed individual. The family, if the individual have a family history, then the person have more chance of getting a schizophrenia. If one member, one parent, or maybe sibling, or maybe first degree relative have schizophrenia, then we have chance of getting schizophrenia 10 to 12%. When there is a monozygotic twin means the same, what we call identical twin. That is, both the twin have the similar genetic makeup, similar looking, similar everything. It is very difficult to differentiate. So in those cases, if one sibling having schizophrenia, the other sibling, the chance of getting the schizophrenia in other sibling is around 50%. Half the possibility that he may get or he may not get, equal possibility. So that shows that if the genetic similarity increases between two individuals, the chance of getting schizophrenia is more. So there is definite genetic predisposition. But it's also true that its genetic predisposition is not enough. A person may not have schizophrenia even if the identical genetic makeup with a person with schizophrenia. That is called that is having a monozygotic twin. So the stress diathesis model is very important. There is some risk, there is some diathesis, there is some vulnerability, but stress or proper management of stress actually predispose the individual to the schizophrenia breakdown. So we must understand it is kind of a psychological bridge. That is, if the bridge is weak, then if the more heavy truck passes, the chance of bridge getting weakened and broken is more. But if we get time to time maintenance properly, if we know that okay, the bridge is weak and we avoid getting heavier trucks on that, so that we can avoid stress. Or even if we have to stress, then we can we can give some kind of support to the bridge, then the chance of breaking of the bridge is less. And once the bridge is broken, it is very difficult to repair. So we must repair, and we must maintain our psychological bridge properly, and we must identify the prodromal symptom, so that, and we should know that which persons are more getting chance of getting schizophrenia. We can take less stress, we can manage stress well, we can take help of the mental health professional to keep ourselves more psychologically healthy. And if we get schizophrenia, we must understand there is 25% can lead a relatively normal life. 50%, yes, total 50% can lead normal life with some symptom or not. But with treatment, must be with treatment, because if we take out the support from a broken bridge, is more chance of getting it collapsed. So don't stop medication, don't stop treatment on your own. Identify the possibility of the schizophrenia in yourself, in your near and dear ones. Take him or her to the mental health facility. We can support him. We can avoid the management of schizophrenia, we can avoid getting bad shape in schizophrenia, and schizophrenia may be managed well. Please stay healthy and stay safe.